Hello, welcome to Value Trace channel. So for all the guys who have been commenting and mailing me about the rally that has happened in the recent time yesterday, probably this is one video. I know that this video could be quite lengthy, but I would sincerely recommend you to watch this entire video. This video will be surely lengthy. Okay, but I can guarantee you one thing: by the end of this video, you will surely be aware of everything that you need to be aware in the market. Okay, so whatever that it is required in the market, you are largely made understood about the market. So kindly stay patient and listen to it only in your free time, whenever you have that time at your disposal, because it requires a certain levels of attention to understand certain concepts. Though I would actually say it in the least possible and simplest form, जितने आसान तरीके से मैं समझा सकता हूँ उस वैसे ही समझाने की कोशिश करता हूँ. But yeah, it demands a certain level of attention from you guys as well. So kindly watch it in your free time. But this will surely, I can guarantee you that once you are done with this video, and if this goes into your skin, if this goes into your blood and DNA, probably you are largely safe in the market. Okay, without really wasting much any further time, let's get into the video. So you see, there is a concept called as of time. Time is always a slice and dice concept. I do not want to really go deep into the technicality of it, why the time works in a certain way that it works, but rather in a broader context, let me put things at a very simple level, that always the higher time frame beats the lower time frame. बस इतना याद रख लीजिए, ठीक है? It is always a higher time frame that beats the lower time frame, which means that you might use indicators, you might do whatever that you feel like, okay? But remember that whatever that it is saying on the higher time frame, the likelihood of this happening is more than to whatever that it might be showing to you at a lower time frame. Okay, if you are operating at 1 hour and you are operating at 15 minute, and 15 minute might be telling you bullish, okay, and 1 hour might be telling you bearish. If there is that contradictory positions that is coming out, the likelihood of bear happening becomes more than to bull. So this much of a concept that you should be aware of. Okay, and the second concept that you need to be aware of is, like, I hope that if you have watched my earlier videos, you might be aware the third touch जो होता है, ठीक है? And so you just go and if someone is new to this channel, they can go back to that video. I'll tag that video in the description as well. You can go back there and refer to that video as well. Once you are clear with these two fundas, with these two concepts, rest everything will flow naturally. Okay, so let's get into the video now. Look, this is at a very 6 month level. Actually, if you actually look into this chart is of 6 months level, okay, at a half yearly level. Now, if you start connecting, if you ever observe, you see, these are the areas I don't really want to talk about, because there is too much of manipulation that was going in the market, out and out manipulation that was happening, especially during the 1992 time, during the Harshad Mehta scam. Okay, so just imagine, like, what that crazy man, one man did it to the market. He just rose the market by almost 100%. Okay, for you guys to understand what is 100%, आज के तारीख में मतलब Nifty is at 23,000 or 24,000. Suddenly, in a span of just 1 month or 2 months, it becomes a double. It goes to 50,000. It was such a thing that he did. Okay, so I'm not really focusing much even till 2000. I would suggest in no one kind of like no analysis should be done prior 2000, because after 2000 the systems have come in, the computerization has come in, the demat has come in, so it makes more of a sense to see the market after 2000. It starts making a bit more sense, but still, for the sake of convenience, for the sake of rules, that I have picked up certain things and I have drawn those lines as well. Let me show it to you. Okay, so this is at a 6 months level, as I have told you. If you start connecting these two lows, okay, 1 2, the third has happened, right? Now, more or less, you might say that, sir, मतलब बच गया थोड़ा सा करके, ठीक है, मतलब भाई, it's okay, even if it that much happens, I'm more than happy. Now the second instance came again in 2001, wherein after the two lows were created, the third low happened. मतलब ये ट्रेंड लाइन पे आके टच कर दिया, ठीक है? This is second instance. Now, this is the third instance that it happened in 2000. Again, it happened in 2011. Wherein did it become correct? No, it did not become correct. Though there were two lows that were established, the third low, which actually should have come here, it did not happen, and we went wrong. And whenever you go wrong, the first, it always gives you a sign wherein if the high is taken out decisively, which means that the likelihood of happening that is null and void. Okay, now let's go to the next scenario when it happened again. Again, it happened on January of 2013. So these were the two lows that were made, and so has it happened? No, it did not happen, and it was very clear that the moment that it decisively broke this high, it was right apparent that it would not happen. Okay, now uh, going further, it happened again on 2015. So in 2015, once two lows were created, the third low, it came and it gave a touch. So it became correct in 2015. Now let's move further. It is again happening now, wherein two lows are created, 1 and 2, and the third low needs to come out. Okay, so remember, these are all 6 months level, so it will take good amount of time. Okay, in fact, the more the time that you have, the more that you can actually prepare for it. So by sometime around, even by the July, August, September series, whenever the July has to come, July, August has to come, it is likely to come to this level, 20,300. If it happens, it can happen. Okay, so in the entire history, okay, it made a possibility of once, yes, it has become correct. Second time it has become correct, and two times it did not become correct, and again here it has become correct, and now it is forming it again. Okay, so it has become correct 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, and out of how many times? 4, 5. So out of 5 times, it has become correct 3 times. So this is the probability that we are looking at a half yearly level. Okay, so further I will tell you like how the things shape up, how the things become eventually correct. With once we jump to that 3 months, I have drawn everything. Okay, we'll move further into the 3 month and then go into the 1 month, and probably that there the buck stops, and you will understand. Okay, so and this is how now this is the this for this opportunity. Now yes, for the month of next 6 month series starts with July, with the month of July, and in the month of July it is likely to, by July, August, September, October, it is, one has to understand that this is 6 months. Okay, so from July to till December it has time, good amount of time. Okay, so from July to December, any time, any moment it can happen, given the only condition that it should not break the high of this one, which is 24,226. If that is taken out decisively, probably things become a bit rubbish. Okay, and expecting it to make this move uh, becomes null and void. So now let me go to the 3 month level. Okay, so this is the 3 month level, and here you can see this is the time that Harshad Mehta scam happened. And look at the man, the genius. He made market move by 120% in a span of 3 months. So this is a quarterly chart. Okay. Okay, now you see here, you can see that on this occasion it has become correct, 1, 2, and the third has eventually become correct, and again here 1, 2, the third has eventually become correct, right? And then here 1, 2, and the third has become correct. Okay, and then let's move further. This has been taken out, wherein this 1 and 2 were given, and the third did not happen, and it was clear the moment that it was breaking this high and going up, it was very clear that it is unlikely to happen. So this is gone. So we have मतलब एक बार गलत हो गया हम, and say again 1, 2, third हो गया यहाँ पर. Okay, and then let's move further. अरे यहाँ पे देखो, now how you see it, it depends. Okay, if someone had made a position of here and here, had he booked his profit here, that would have been great. Or if he was just waiting for this one to happen and booked your profits here, that's fine. But if someone haven't done it, then things are different. So let's consider this to be either a zero case scenario wherein you have neither earned nor lost anything. Okay, so now this is again the next scenario that it developed. 1, 2, and यहाँ पे हुआ नहीं हुआ, and यहाँ पे 1, 2 हुआ क्या? Yes, on the third time it happened. Okay, and again here 1 2 was created, third did not happen. But here 1 2 was created and third did happen, but still I would not consider this to be happening, because this was a more of a COVID crash. It was not a technical thing that it made, that it came here. So I'm not considering this. So let me remove this line. Okay, let me not see this as an opportunity. Let me not even count it. Okay, and let me remove these two as well, as that we have decided not to be counted. Okay, and now again here 1 2 and 3 has happened. Now the 1 2 is here, the third is awaiting, the third is yet to happen. So for this month, for this quarter, it has the potential to come all the way till here, till at least 20,640. Okay, so this is this is it at a quarterly level. Now let's try moving into monthly level. Things could be a bit lengthy at a monthly level. There you will understand. Most likely you will understand the entire concept, and it is the same even for a quarterly level. Once this is taken out, the likeliness of this happening in this quarter becomes dicey. And more to it, there is a new trend line that comes out, and your expectation should also come down, because we will have to, once if this high is taken out, this is the next trend line that it becomes. Most likely you can only expect it to be coming till here, but not till here. Okay, so let's move to the monthly level now. Yeah, before moving into monthly level, let's just calculate that how many times, what is the probability of this, which has to be included. Once it was correct, here it was correct, here it was again correct, here we went wrong, so one is taken out. One time we went wrong, second time here as well we went wrong, and here as well we went wrong, third time. So three times, in the entire possibilities, that in the probabilities, three times it went wrong. So how many opportunities in total were created? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Out of the 9 opportunities that were created, let me take the pen. Out of 9 opportunities that were created, let's come to the monthly level. So before we actually come to this, is a crucial part of it. Before you actually understand about monthly levels, one thing has to be made very clear, that there are certain other lines that you are expected to draw even at a monthly level, because of certain conditions. So I'll explain it to you now. And this part of the video could be a bit lengthy. Till now, as at half yearly and quarterly were done away with ease, with a certain ease. This part could be a bit lengthy. Okay, kindly hold on to it. Eventually, you'll appreciate and you'll understand the stuff very easily. Okay, as we progress, I'll explain you few rules. Okay, so now I'm not really choosing this much of a time, because there is too much that was going around in the world, and there were not even computers that were really much into use. So I'm not considering this much of a data, but rather after 2000 things started making sense, because the demat has come into existence and the things have become computerized, and the market started behaving sensibly, at least to an extent. So now at a monthly level, you are expected to draw another line which is on the upper side, जैसे यहाँ पर है. Okay, so this is a new line that you might have to add. Okay, but apart from which, there is another concept called as timing, which I'll explain it to you now, whenever the time comes. But if you understand these two concepts, you are done with it. Okay, so let's see now. Here has a thing happened. Let me bring this pen here so that it is easy to access. Okay, so 1 2 and 3. Okay, it was just this much of a thing that was left, but still, you could have captured this, right? And again, see here, 1 2 beat 3, you could have captured this, or beat 3, you could have captured this again. So now usually people tend to ask, sir, okay, even if the third touch is happening, what should be my target? Usually, ideally, your target should be the low, the existing low. When, if you're considering this as your third touch, then this is the existing low. This should be your target. Okay, first thing. Next, let's move further. 1 2 and 3, it came down, right? And then here 1 2 and 3, it went up. Here 1 2 3, it has seen a rejection, right? And now The next one, 1, 2, 3, it has seen a rejection and then eventually collapsed. Have you had that if you could have drawn the trend line connecting the downside, you could have been aware where the target was, right? So the target was very clear. If you consider that this low was very minimal, then you could have jumped to the next month and put your targets over here. And here comes a part, the next learning that I wanted to you guys to take home, which is okay. Here, if you see, there is something called as timing. Okay, so this timing is very important in the market. Whenever you are making a position at the third touch should happen at the starting of the month. That gives you best results because you have complete 1 month for you to achieve the targets. In the initial part of the month, it should happen. But if it is happening at the late and fag end of the months, okay, you cannot expect let's suppose there are just 3 days left for the month to close. You cannot expect the market to completely turn around and break this low, right? So this is the concept that you need to understand. Even if the third touch is happening, when is the third touch happening? The third touch should happen, ideally the best case scenario is at the beginning of the month. Even if it is not happening at the beginning of the month, at least you should have 10 days, at least 1 week of time for you to become correct. Okay, so this is a concept that you need to understand. Next, moving further, here again 1, 2 and 3 happened. So why did this happen? Why was this fall so brutal? Here comes a reason. The reason is, whenever the market makes certain emphatic moves and like the moves that are too good to believe, just in a span of from May 2003 to December 2003, in a span of say like 7 to 8 months, the market has rallied by 116%. So to put the things into context, let's suppose say that in the next 6 months, if the Nifty, which is presently trading around 24,000, suddenly it shoots up to 48,000, what would be your natural response? The fall would also be so brutal, right? So this is the reason for which the fall was so bad. And more to it, let me go further and let me make you understand whatever the Indian markets have rallied further. It is just a general knowledge that I wish to share. Otherwise, you can skip this part. That it was because if you actually observe for the entire right from its inception, it was into more or less a similar range. Okay, but almost for say like 1 decade, the market was into a one singular range, but it broke this. The reason being, India and US made a nuclear deal, which was called as 123 deal, which happened in 2002 and finally got a nod somewhere around 2003. So that has, and motivated in 1992, the reforms have already kicked in. So because of which the India started seeing a rally. Okay, so this was mainly the reason, and it happened during the Manmohan Singh's regime. Okay, and look at the way the market rallied. In fact, just by the end of this Congress government, the market almost rallied for 580%. Too good to believe. Too good to believe. So, yep, that is what has happened, and that was the reason for which there was so much of a fall as well. Okay, now, sorry, so much of a rally has happened, not fall. So 1, 2, 3 यहाँ पर भी हुआ, and then now let's move further. Here again 1, 2, 3 हुआ, right? And next let me remove this line. Okay, 1, 2, again 3. This is the reason for which I say, if the third touch is happening right at the end of the month, the likeliness for it to break this again and come here the very same month is difficult. So what you can do, you can think of positioning yourself for the next month, so that you give the market some amount of time to react for it, because you could see that there was a trend line here, there was an opportunity to come by, yahan tak aa sakta tha market. Okay, but वो नहीं आया. But still, even if you have went wrong, it would have been a very minimal loss. And whenever, usually the first thing that has to come to your notice is, if the high is taken out, That is the first signal for you that the market is unlikely to do its job. So with this little amount of risk, you could have aimed for this much of a reward. But you could have done it only if you have shifted it yourself to the next month, because for that very same month, within a span of 3 days or 4 days, you cannot expect the market to completely come back. It was too much for an expectation, right? So next wala, देखो यहाँ पर again 1 2 3, whenever the market, the reason for which this fall, this brutally has happened was, again the market, let's suppose say that considering this as a established low, okay, and from here look, the market has rallied to 192%. It has become 200%. So there was an exhaustion which was there around the corner and it came by. Okay, so this was the reason for the fall, for this candle to fall so brutally at a monthly level. Okay, now so okay, so this is done. Now let's move further. Look here as well again. 1 2 and 3, again the fall came, right? Let's move further. Here again it is 1 2 and 3, the fall came. Again the reason is it jumped, rallied more than 144%. Okay, that is the reason for which the rally came. Now the next one here, if it is, if you have marked 1 2, and let's suppose that you couldn't capture this one, people might say that it was way too far because it is 9 months far away. That's fine, even if it is 9 months far away. Let's suppose that you haven't chosen to do this, but this was there 1 2 and it happened after 2 months. Okay, so this was there, and if someone could have connected, it was actually meeting here as well, right? So there are those opportunities that you could have captured. You could have captured this one, if not this one, right? So next, let's move further. यहाँ पर क्या ये हर बार सही होता है? नहीं होता है, right? अब देखो यहाँ पर 1 2 and the third was likely to be expected, but it did not happen. गलत हो गया. And whenever we become wrong, what is the thing that I have told you? Whenever the existing high is taken out, it is highly unlikely that it would happen. The probability of that happening to be becomes very less. So उसके मतलब चलते चलते क्या मतलब opportunities खत्म हो जाएंगे? नहीं होगा, because have you had kept an eye, you just follow the process. Okay, 1 2 and 3 here, look, again you could have shorted this and made money over here. And let's suppose that again you draw a parallel saying that 1 2, आप गलत हो गए यहाँ पे, and that गलती was right away here, because once this high was taken out, it's over. Okay, the loss was accepted. Again 1 2 and 3 came over here, again you could have made money here, right? So now let's move further. If you have drawn 1 2 here and expecting the third to come by, no, it did not. Okay, so we went wrong. So you will have to wait. You can't do anything. Okay, let's wait and see what it has to do further. And now you have to understand that there is so much of a rally that has come in already, right? And more to it was making this. It has come to almost all-time high. You should have been searching for those opportunities. So now if you have happened to see that 1 2 and 3 यहाँ पे मिल गया, ये भी नहीं हुआ, 1 2 and 3 यहाँ पर हो गया, and 1 2 again यहाँ पर 3 हुआ, or else even if you have not considered that 1 2 3, ये वाला तो बहुत बड़ा मौका दे दिया आपको, right? So the opportunities are always there in the market. Okay, now let's move further. See here, 1 2 3, again you could have captured this. Have you had not captured that, at least यहाँ पर मतलब 1 2 और यहाँ पे जब 3 बन जाता है आपका क्लियर है, ये वाला मिल जाता है, ये बुल कैंडल, right? So the markets can always be easily understood. And here again, look at here, let me make this okay. So now, though the third touch was happening here, but it was happening right at the end of the month, so I don't choose, but the chances for that to become correct are almost negligible. So you just have to wait and see where the patterns are coming again. So have you had the patience and waited for another 1 month, and it would have clearly given you the pattern saying that 1 2 and यहाँ पे पैसा बन गया अच्छा खासा, एंड यहाँ पर नहीं हुआ 1 2 एंड यहाँ पर 3, ये बुल भी कैप्चर हो जाता आपसे. And again here 1 2, and though this 3 was happening, not it haven't actually happened, so you might have to wait, right? And though it was happening at the end of the month, right? So just आगे चलो, look here, यहाँ पर 1 2 3, and when this 3 was happening, it was almost, there was 7 days 1 week time left to the market, मतलब available in the market. Sir, how do you know, sir? I checked it at the day level, so you can go back and see in the day level. Okay, there was that quite a bit amount of time that was available, so it came back a little bit. Okay, चलो मतलब ये आप मतलब no profit no loss में भी निकल गए आप. Still you, if you can wait 1 2, and यहाँ पे this candle would have given you good amount of money, and इसका टारगेट भी क्लियर था because 1 2 यहाँ पे एस्टैब्लिश था, and third touch जब यहाँ पे हो रहा था, so the target was very clear, right? Now come here again, 1 2 and 3 यहाँ पर हो गया. Let's suppose say that मतलब जैसे यहाँ पे third touch हुआ, if you had took the CE positions, you could have we could have made money. Now look here again, 1 2, अगर किसी ने मतलब इन दोनों को कनेक्ट किया होगा तो उसको यही मिल जाता टारगेट. अगर वो नहीं किए आप 1 2 को भी मतलब रखे तो भी आपको ये टारगेट मिलने ही वाला था. चलो ये people might say that why I can't wait for 4-5 months, then okay, kindly wait 1 2 and 3, यहाँ पे मतलब बुल में पैसे बन जाते. Once this was achieved, you could have happily draw मतलब ये वाला, let me remove this and draw a line. राइट 1 2 and 3 यहाँ पर पिक कर लो, ये वाला पूरा बेयर कैप्चर हो जाता आपसे. ये भी नहीं किया. वंस द मार्केट बिकम्स वोलेटाइल, थिंग्स बिकम रियली गुड. 1 2 3 ये भी मिल गया आपको, राइट? you could have connected any line and still made money. So now go further, 1 2 3, though the 3 was happening here, but it was happening at the fag end of the time, kind of like at the month end, you just have to wait. So 1 2 यहाँ पे बन गया था, so you could have just waited for the third touch, and you could have captured this entire move. And then again 1 2 3, it has seen a clear rejection. Let's suppose that you haven't captured that, still if you have waited, there was this move 1 2 and 3, this gave you a really good money, right? So the market will always give you opportunities. Look, I can just keep going on 1 2 3, the time was limited, so you could have just waited. Let's suppose that even if you have ended loss here, but still 1 2 and 3 यहाँ पर पैसा बन जाता बुल में, and again wait for 1 2 and third touch happened here, and again you could have made money on this month, right? And now let's go further. So this is the 1 2 and 3 यहाँ पर हुआ है, and you could have made money here. You might say that sir मतलब यहाँ पे मतलब gaps बन जा रहे हैं ये सब, ठीक है? If you actually go into the week level, you will see that actually it is correcting properly. You just have to shift your time zones. Okay, time को आपको change करना पड़ता है, simple. And look here again, 1 2 3 1 2, and आपका टारगेट क्लियर था, ये कहां तक जाने वाला है, right? So now whenever a market makes this kind of rally, you should immediately be aware that once the market makes this much of a rally, where is it? From here, it made a rally of almost 41%. So it was there just in and around that the market were bound to get corrected, right? So ये कहां पर है? Let me remove this. Okay. So 1 2, क्या हम सही हुआ नहीं हुआ गलत हुआ, फाइन. 1 2 and यहाँ पे गलत सही हो जाएंगे आप. You see, I can keep drawing like this and go on and on and on. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you that remember two principles. Okay, as that you are clear with drawing the lines onto the downside at a monthly level, you are expected to draw the lines on the higher side as well. That is the first thing. And the second thing is timing. The timing is everything. if the third touch is happening at the month starting, you can start making your positions for the very same month. But if it is happening at the fag end of the month, just 2 sessions or 3 sessions that are left for the month to finish off, then better shift yourself to the next month and limit your losses. These are the only 2 concepts that you need to understand. I made it as simple as possible. Okay, so now let's go to the present scenario. What is happening here? Right now, look at it. It is at 1, 2, and यहाँ पर अभी मतलब it is just there at the third point. In the worst case scenario, what will happen? So there is another line that I need to draw. Let me pick that as well. Connecting these two. It is actually not a line. It is just a flat line, right? So it is just there. Third touch वहां पर भी हो रहा है. And if it follows this trend line, by the next month May, look where it is coming to. Or at least, as I have told you, this could be your ideal target. Like you could have previous low should be your ideal target. Or else, even if you can draw the trend line, you can draw the trend line like this, and probably somewhere here that you can have your targets for the month of May. And it comes out with a very little risk. The moment this high is taken out, and probably you can give a cushion, then that thoda bahut you can give some time to it, showing that let me see that, okay, you can consider 24 to 200 as your limit. Beyond which it doesn't make any sense carrying further. चलो मतलब यहाँ पे गलत हो भी गया, मतलब if it comes out good, where is it coming to? At least even if you are considering this low, the established low, as your target, the target is 21,743, which is onto the month of May, right? So how it happens, why it happens, is something that should not be questioned in the market. We are no one to question the market. I always believe in it. Market is God for me. I'll just do whatever that it tells me to do. I'll never question the market, why it does, how it does, what are the news that can probably come in and make it happen, what are those events that can make it happen. Okay, the events and the news will come naturally. If it has to happen, it will happen. And in the recent times, as you have seen, that we have made good profits, how we were able to make, because the things were already written on the wall. This was a trend line that was coming, right? So यहाँ पर मतलब पीई पे भी पैसे बन गया, and once it made a touch of here, ये पूरा सीई भी कैप्चर हो गया, and now I am again sitting on the PE side. Okay, now I'll take you, let's suppose say that what is that in the worst case scenario it will happen. Okay, even if I go wrong, what is likely to happen? Okay, let's analyze that. Let me bring let's suppose say that this candle has come like this. Okay, this candle itna bada aa gaya ye. Okay, I will cut my losses, I'll accept my losses. Now what will I do? I'll simply shift myself like this, and whenever the third touch happens over here in the next month, I will again become bearish, right? So things can be easily made, because 1, 2 yahan par ho gaya and third yahan pe banne wala hai. This is the reason for which I say that having a capital is most important, and risk management is at most important. Rest everything will fall into the place naturally. If not today, tomorrow you will earn money. No one comes into the market to kind of like to spoil their money. कोई भी ये मतलब ये इच्छा नहीं रख के नहीं आता कि मतलब मुझे पैसे बर्बाद करनी है मार्केट में, right? No one comes with that attitude. So the money can be made, but all that we need to do is protect our capital. Do not unnecessarily, the biggest problem that comes out is with, as I told you, the timing. Your view might become correct, but it is a timing that always goes wrong. Your view might be bearish, but the bear doesn't happen when you actually want it to happen. It happens some other time. So easily always ensure that. Now that I have almost 12 days of trading sessions, so I have made my positions. Okay, I'll show it to you. I'll show you my positions as well now. Okay, so these are the scenarios that we can happily do away with. Let's suppose say that even in the other case scenario, the market has made just a candle like this. Okay, now what is my answer? I'll just sit simply and wait for my day to come, and on the next month, whenever it comes here and makes the first, second and third touch, I'll start taking to the bull side. So everything can be done. Okay, so we just need to respect the market and respect the structures, and believe in the process and have that conviction. Now let me take you to my position so that things become a bit easier for you, so that you actually appreciate the risk management that it comes along with. Okay, so these are my positions. Okay, so here you can see very clearly that I have made positions for 24th April, I have made positions for 30th April, I have made positions for 26th June, I have made positions for 29th May. Okay, 23,300 of 24th April might go wrong. Okay, and even let's suppose 30th April also go wrong, but I know that I'll make money on June, I'll make money on May. Or even if something entirely goes wrong, but still I know that I can easily handle it by becoming CE when it is needed, as I've just explained to you previously, right? So the things can be always accommodated, the things can always be achieved. It is just that we need to take care of our risks. What is the risk that we are involving ourselves into? As that you guys are aware that in the last month, the video that we have posted, we have booked a profit of more than 1.5 lakh. In 1.5 lakh, let me suppose that this also goes to zero, this also goes to zero. How much am I hardly losing? I'm hardly losing 15,000. And this 15,000 or 20,000 can easily be earned with one strike price if I become correct. And I just wanted to show these positions to you because for the moment it all appears to be red. Right? यहाँ पे 4,000, यहाँ पे 5,000, यहाँ पे 4,000, यहाँ पे 500 घाटा. Right? So it all appears to be red. But there is nothing to be scary about it because every risk and every reward is calculated inbuilt into the system. Wherein tomorrow, let's suppose on June sometime around, if I start booking my profits at the price of 600 to 700, people might turn around, हाँ इसका लॉटरी लग गया. भाई लॉटरी तुक्का नहीं लगता है, ठीक है. It is just a process that one has to follow and let the things come out naturally, and you just believe in the process. Simple. And you can do so by curtailing your lot sizes, cutting down your lot sizes to that an extent to which you can afford to lose, and then after you can sit comfortably and trade again. If you're not taking care of your capital management, if you're not taking care of your risk management, things can go haywire. Okay, so this is a little thing I wanted to share it with all you guys. I hope this video is of some use, even if it becomes useful for a single person and he understands this and implements this. I think my entire time that I have spent here explaining to be worthwhile. Okay, so kindly cut down your lot sizes. Okay, do not become greedy. Do not try becoming rich in one day. You don't become rich in one day or 2 days. That is not likely to happen. Even if it happens, okay, even if it happens, it is, I have seen quite a number of people in my life wherein they would have lost whatever that they have earned eventually in another 3-4 days coming, because that is how the systems are built, that is how the things work. So kindly stay away from these greed and all the other emotions. Once you cut down your lot sizes and you make a distribution, okay, once you distribute it like this, it is not just with the stock, these strike prices. I have positions even on stock options, I have positions even on commodities. So even if the things go wrong at certain level, I become profitable at some other end. The entire risk management is taken care of. So this is how the business, at least I love to conduct, so that things are under your control. Even if suddenly everything goes wrong, still the entire thing is under your control. You don't have to rush through it. Okay, chalo guys. So for any further feedback or any questions or queries or criticism, you are free to put your comments. And yeah, this is it. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.